Customer experience strategy, what do we mean by that, and how do we develop it? Well, you would look at your market, you would look at the brand, you would look at customer and customer needs, and leverage different ways to assess that. I think that data matters and how to use it matters. And we recently did a study for Capgemini where we said that, we found out that only 14% of customers were thinking that retailers were having the right balance between data and personalization and privacy.
Banks across Europe on average are not making their cost of equity. And so on the one hand, we do want to offer this wonderful customer experience. On the other hand, the challenge is, how do we pay for it? I mean, not everyone can get more market share. I mean, so it's one thing, it's interesting that the banks here are not the big incumbents. So I guess the challenge particularly for the incumbents is, how do you offer that customer experience while also sort of marrying that wonderful customer experience to legacy systems, which are typically organized around products and not necessarily around customers. And so there's a huge challenge there. Of course, the answer in principle at least is that you have this end-to-end experience whereby everything is designed around customers, and that you replace those expensive legacy systems with kind of more agile systems that can work around a customer, but getting from here to there is going to be the challenge.
And in many respects, what we're talking about here is not about data now. It's about the research, it's about behaviourals, it's about actually that data and how to turn it into insight. And then from my perspective, the key is how do I turn that insight into action as well, so that when I engage my channels and my stakeholders around the bank, that I can kind of really pick and be very specific about what it is that customers want from us and what we can do about it. And I think that what behaviour does is it allows us to become more tangible in that as well. And I really like that area, particularly when we're talking about some of our kind of fringe customer segments, the vulnerable or the ageing population as well, and really understanding them as a demographic and kind of applying that to our, what would have previously perhaps been a one-size-fits-all strategy. It has to now be completely taking account of that, such an important demographic.
I've seen some really interesting big data analysis where you can map out customer journeys and really understand the customer pain points. But it's all about whether you can actually action them. And if you've got legacy systems, you aren't able to actually do anything actionable with it. And also, I suppose because of that, that's a lot of analysis around what's causing customers pain at the moment, but it doesn't really help you be transformational in terms of what would really create an amazing customer experience.
Everybody's off down the fintech world, everybody's off in the digital space, and it's quite nice to be with these gents here today because I would congratulate both organisations on investing on the in-branch experience, because you definitely are. 50% of customers in the UK don't trust digital at the moment. 65% of new university entrants opened their student bank account face-to-face this time around. There's this race for digital, and it's only part of the answer. It is only part of the answer. So what we seek to do is to have a great experience in all channels and let the customer decide for themselves without any migration strategies or forcing or anything else.